Going with another ESPN speculative report here, and this is something that a lot of people aren't thinking about right now, is the left tackle spot. So obviously, skill players, Chris Jones, L'Jarius Sneed, that's everyone's thinking about right now. Right now, it's Chris Jones and L'Jarius Sneed watch for everyone right now. But there's some openings, specifically in the offensive line, that some would say you can make the argument that the blind side for Patrick Mahomes might be the most important position on the team. But we were able to make do with Donovan Smith this past year, who had a really great postseason stretch for us. I know he got a lot of crap all throughout the season. He got hurt. Wanya stepped in, played all right. But Donovan Smith played well down the stretch. And JD and I were talking about when we get to the playoffs, who's going to play, Wanya or Donovan Smith. JD was like, no, Donovan Smith's going to play when we get to the playoffs. And look what happened. So looking at this, so Jeremy Fowler of ESPN said that his one prediction for this offseason is an upgrade at the left tackle spot. And he was pointing to 33-year-old left tackle in Tyron Smith from the Dallas Cowboys. Which is an interesting one. 33. It's very similar to what we did with Donovan Smith, getting an older guy, elder statesman, to come in for a 1-year spot. But this is a guy who may be a Hall of Famer right now. They say if he comes to a team and wins a ring, he'll be a surefire Hall of Famer. So what better place to come to than Kansas City as of right now? But per PFF, while Tyron Smith is a little older in the tooth, they're long in the tooth, he had a 98.1 pass blocking efficiency rating, was second best among all tackles with at least 750 blocking snaps, and he allowed just one sack last year and 18 pressures during the regular season. Both numbers were tied for second place in their respective categories among 50 qualifying players. So, JD, what's your thoughts on going from Donovan to Tyron Smith? And what are your thoughts on moving on and getting a different left tackle instead of just building on what we already have with Wanya Morris? Well, I think forget the Tyron Smith aspect. I think it's the bigger conversation of what do we do at the left tackle spot.
Yeah, I like Wanya Morris. I thought he did a decent job coming in. I don't know. Do you retain a Donovan Smith for another year? I think he came here and he fell in love with the Chiefs. Could the Chiefs get something done with him? Possibly. Maybe another team-friendly deal that we got him for. Because this was like, come in and prove yourself. Well, he got hurt, but he did a good job for us. He did a good job for us.
Down the stretch,
so everything that Donovan did as far as playing left tackle for Patrick. I think Patrick appreciated that. I think the O-line did a decent job overall. Now, obviously, we had a lot of penalties and holding calls and all those different things, right? Okay. But we got it all squared away. I think when you don't want to keep playing musical chairs with your offensive line. We put it that way. You don't want to keep doing that. Tyron Smith, I don't know what he's going to want, try to come in. I don't shoot.
The cap experts said he would demand around, projections-wise, $12.5 million per year.
See, look, they can do. See, that's what I'm talking about. They keep talking about projection, cat-wise projection. Hey, man, we ain't got look.
These are cap experts, JD.
Yeah, the bank is broke. We broke over here, baby. What you want us to do? We are holding on with our fingertips trying to get guys to stay here. Right? And if people keep bringing in, hey, we got this guy for $12 million, this guy for 3 or 4. Hey, we don't have no money to be giving folks until we get these first guys done with. Okay, conversation starts when once we get the necessary guys we need out of the way. Now we can have these conversations. Other than that, man, it's just conversation, just talk. It's just talk. I don't know if Tyron Smith could go, but Donovan Smith, we can keep him for what he's doing, for the amount he got. Sure, why not?
So. Where do you prioritize left tackle? Because I mean, I'm seeing comments here. The Jets is apparently he said he wants to go to the Jets. I didn't know that. But this is also a guy talking about guys who are prioritizing different things at the end of their career. He's got 2 rings now. So signing to come back and just play with the Chiefs, that may not be. He may just want to go with the highest bidder. And,
I get it. Hey, man, look, if he wants to go to the highest bidder, I ain't got no problem with it whatsoever. Hey, appreciate it. Shake your hand and we'll move on. That's true. That's what you do. But the thing is, shoot, you want to win another ring? You know you're winning over here. By all means. He came here to try to, obviously resurrect his career, all those different things, and he might have done that. Then again, he may not. So I don't know. But we know it's a high priority getting the left tackle. You got to have a good left tackle here. Wanya did a good job. I think he came in and he filled in really well for Donovan when he was down. There were some deficiencies that he still needed to get better with. His feet are still a little lazy, not as fast as they should be. And I know he'll work at during the offseason. Do you go after a guy in the draft? Okay. Get the guy that you actually wanted. We didn't get a left tackle they actually wanted in the draft. So do you go get a guy again? I don't know. And I'll take it back to this. Until we get these guys done with that we need a sign, we can't talk about anything right now of who else we need. We pulling out our pockets like, hey, man, like what you want to do? We ain't got nothing left. We pinching pennies over here right now. So
where do you talk about priority wise? Obviously, Chris Jones, forget Chris Jones and Sneed.
Yeah.
Where does left tackle fall priority wise, or do you think that Wanya is that left tackle?
Oh man, he's a top priority. I think Wanya is good enough to be a starting left tackle in the NFL. Need a little bit more consistency, a little bit more strength. Him getting his feet together is another thing. I think that goes into what the coaches trust. That's what they have to evaluate. I got somewhat of a sample size to believe that I don't think he would have been good all season for us. Put it that way. When you look at, we're talking about what Crosby did to him is completely outmatched. It wasn't even close. And so that was the exposure because you realize exactly how much more he had to grow and he had to get better. So
and it wasn't just Crosby; it was their other end too. The young guy.
Yeah, everybody was taking bites of him. So, so let's just be honest here. It is absolutely a priority. My thing is, if you could keep Donovan here, fine. That's what we could do. If not, then do you go get a 34-year-old Tyron Smith? That's a big joker right there, man. That's sucker right there. That's a big boy. That's a big joker.
Huge.
Yeah. I mean, if you get something team friendly, you keep talking about 12, and then you got to throw him some money. I tell you what you could do. You could take some of the money you got over on the right side and put over on some of the left on the restructure. I'm sure that's been a topic of conversation. So,
yeah.
I'm sure it's been a topic of conversation, man, about working some of these contracts out.
Wow.
Hey,
JD, I was looking because I remember last year when we signed Taylor and they structured so it wasn't so much of a cap hit the first year. I'm looking at his this year. I'm kind of upset that I just looked at this. They are paying him a lot of money, man. Cap hit's 24 mil. His dead cap is 34 mil. Wow. Man.
Yes, sir. Yep.
And then Veach, on the other hand, is trying so hard not to pay Chris Jones a lot of money, but you're going to throw Jawan Taylor all that money. That's like.
And look, this is clearly on production. What a guy's giving up. We got to look at, what this is what it is about the NFL. It is about, what you produce, what you do on the field, period. That's bottom line. So, hey, man, shoot, if we need to get some of that money back. If we will help out a little bit, we need to go on and do some things to get guys in here. It's business. It's all business here. It's all business. He got a nice grip on the signing bonus. That's good money. It's good money. Who said it? thieving money. I don't. He got paid a good amount. I wouldn't say he's thieving as much as he's doing what he's supposed to do. He's trying to get as much money as possible. We did, I think, because of what transpired this year, right? The holding calls, the penalties, and all of that. Then everybody was like, "Hey, man, was it worth all of that?" You know, that's what Veach and them was like. Look, I get it. We needed to get him in. We wanted him to do some different things. But we had to reevaluate how much money is actually going into this, because you want to be able to sign dudes to help guys out. And especially if you're trying to make the offensive line still the best to protect the best quarterback in football, it is absolutely a priority, Marcus. I know you asked it before. It is absolutely a priority. Yes, it is.
Yeah. Going into last year, that was amongst I think that was our top priority. It was receiver and tackle. Obviously, Jones' situation was Jones' situation, but the OBJ stuff was kind of the number one thing with going into the free agency. And then now we're talking about like, oh man, we're gonna have to try to get a budget, you know, someone a Tyron Smith, or bringing back Donovan Smith now. And it was like, you know, we got Donovan Smith at the end of free agency pretty much. So like, yeah, it's interesting how the conversation changed. And then another thing too, we paid a right tackle, which you could argue and say you can find a right tackle for cheaper money than you can with a left tackle. And we threw all that to Jawan Taylor with the contract that he got.
So is all this considering the cap going up $18 million? $18 million, we're going to eat into that real quick.
Oh, yeah.
I'm the Brown. Easy with the guys that we got to sign, without a doubt.
Yeah.
So all of us talking about like what we will have after, or everything that we're trying to do with the guys that we got. So
it does help. It does help though.
I mean, it helps. Yeah, it definitely helps. But we talking about Sneed. We talking about Chris Jones. We talking about, Drew Tramp. We'll try to probably sign him to a longer deal because we don't want to keep Willie Gay. It's probably going to cost us money. I'm sure Willie's going to want to get paid. There's a lot of different things there. A lot of different things we got to think about. So Wendy said, move him to the left. No, Wendy. Now, Wendy, I will say this, and I think it was funny you said you could buy a coat for fall start yellow. Funny. That's funny, Wendy. I don't. If you play right tackle and you had a lot of holding calls and penalties over on the right side, which is your original position, I don't think that is practical to move a guy to the left side and maybe possibly see him struggle. If he had a problem holding penalties like that last year, no, don't want to do it. Get a guy that is who plays that position, who is detailed that position, because it is different. It is right and left is different. It's reality of it, man. So,
hi everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.